Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie and let's get started. For DIY number 1, I'm going to take this wood truck plaque from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take this fence panel as well, and I'm going to go in with some of the apple barrel paints in these colors here, very festive Halloween colors. And I'm going to take this fence and I'm going to pull one of these pickets off. And I'm going to go in some of this plaster paint from Waverly chalk paint. And I'm just going to take my chunky chippy brush. I get these from the Dollar Tree. This one's pretty used up, but hey, they last a long time. And I'm just going to go in and give everything a nice distressed look, because when you talk about Halloween and spooky, we need to make it look a little bit worn, a little spooky, a little bit distressed. Not too much, I just do a little bit. And if you don't like the distress, of course, you can just skip that part. But if you like the distress extra, yeah, just do you. However it makes you feel, however you like. I like this particular look. I like it to be a little bit distressed, like it's an old truck out at the mansion. So I'm gonna also do a little distressing on the fence panel. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit more distressing on the fence panel like this. I like it really well distressed. And I do the back as well, even though you don't see the back. Well, you may see the back. I like to do the back and like that. And then I also do the picket that I intentionally broke this off. This didn't just break off. I intentionally broke it off because I'm going to place it back on like it's a broken fence panel. Add some hot glue and place it just right here like that. Now just set that aside for a second. I'm going to take some of these Halloween peppermints that I got from Amazon. I used them in another video. I think my poison apples, my last video. And I'm going to figure out which ones I want to use. They had quite a few to choose from. So I think I ended up choosing these two here. So I'm just going to do a little bit of hot glue. They are orange and black, and they fit the theme really well. Actually, I think any of those actually do, but I like these particularly. Now for the broken fence panel, I'm just going to add some hot glue and place it on the back of the truck like this, in this position. So just a nice glob of glue here where it's kind of raised, and then I press it down. And now I'm trying to see where the next point is going to be at, right here, where it's going to touch the truck. So I just go ahead and place it down, and then just to make sure it stays, I'm just going to add a craft clamp for a little bit, just till I continue working. Now I'm going to take some of these little bats. They are ornaments. They are just like the little ghosty ones that I used in my last couple videos, but these are super adorable little bats. I thought they were so cute. And I'm just going to take them. I'm going to remove this little hanger because they are ornaments. I was going to cut off the little top part, but it would interfere with the wings of the bat, so I just decided to use them like this. I'm just going to add some hot glue, place one right here, and these I just placed them wherever. There's really no rhyme or reason here. Just wherever I thought it would look cute. And I'll press that one there, and then I have one more I want to use. I just want to use 3. This last one, I'll just place it on the wagon of the truck as well, right here. And they're just hanging out. Now I'm going to take the little ghosty that I had left. I had one more, and he's going to be the driver. So instead of removing his little top, this time I'm just going to add some hot glue there and some hot glue on his little tummy area, and he is going to be adhered to the back of the truck because he is driving this little gang of bats. Yes, he is. Look how fun. Look how cute. Now I'm going to take some puffy paint. This one is from the Dollar Tree. It's a fabric paint, but it's puffy, so yes. And it's black. And I'm just going to write the words boo for the ghosty. And then I'm going to put y'all. Boo, y'all. Yeah. They're out in the country, and the ghosty is taking these bats somewhere. Yep, that's what it is. This is how they look, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 2, I'm going to take these 3 really pretty wood frames from the Dollar Tree. I really like the shape. They had several to choose from, and I'm going to go in with the apple burnt paint in the color black, give them a good full paint. And I'm going to go in with the Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster again, and my chunky chippy brush. And I'm going to distress these frames as well. I just feel like Halloween distressing is a must to me. Now, you don't have to, of course. It's your personal preference, but I just think it just makes it look more eerie, more spooky, more mysterious. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so here's my last one. I did that to all 3 of them. Give them all a good distressing. This one's not farmhouse distressing. This is like Halloween distressing. Yeah, make it look a little bit old. I like that. Now I'm going to take some of this fabric I found at the Dollar Tree for $1.50. I like the pattern. It's got the orange and it's got the tiny little bats. That's what those are. Look at that. So cute. I know this is new. I've never seen this pattern before. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And I'm going to be cutting 4 squares. I had these 4 squares of foam core board. So I'm just going to cut them to fit these. And I'm just going to cut them real quick. Like this. And just like that. They're nice and cut. And now to adhere them, I'm going to take some of the Mod Podge. This is just a matte, but you can use any Mod Podge really. And I'm going to do a nice generous coat because we'll be adhering these fabrics onto these foam core boards. And for fabric, it's really better to just do a good generous coat as opposed to tissue paper or napkin, which is a real thin coat. So just like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and add another layer to the very top just to seal it all up and get it nice and secure on there like this. And I go ahead and do this to all 3 of my little squares. And this is just regular foam core board that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, and I just cut them to the size of the inside of these frames. So here's my last one. Now I'm going to take my detail scissors and I'm going to trim off all the edges, get them nice and trimmed like this. Now I'm going to take these little bats that I found at the Dollar Tree. They are super glittery. I like them because of the little alligator clips that are on them, but in the end I'm not going to end up using these, so I will remove all these little alligator clips, but of course I won't throw them away. We'll use them some other time. And I'm also going to take my EMT shears and snip off this little piece on the back. Don't need that as well. I just want this to be flat or flush because we're going to adhere them to these little boards that I made. So here I'm just going to save all these, put them away for another time for sure. Look at that, it's gold. Okay, so now I'm getting glitter everywhere here. So here I'm going to try to stage them where I think I want them. I just want them to be on these boards with a little bit of hot glue. And I'm just loving the contrast. And the fact that these are bats and then the print has got little bats. It just goes perfectly together. Okay, so here I'm going to see that these are going to fit on these frames perfectly. And they pretty much do. Just gotta find the right rotation here. I think right here. Looking cute. So now I'm going to take some of this Mod Podge, this extreme glitter, and I'm going to combat, get it, combat, all this glitter with some Mod Podge with extreme glitter, because the fact that this is an adhesive, this will, I think, tone down the fact that all this glitter is shedding everywhere. So this is my thought process here. I'm just going to do this, and that's how I'm going to deal with this situation. Okay, here's my last one. And I did the underside too. Yeah, that glitter was everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside, allow these to dry. In the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and adhere these frames onto my little boards. And I'm still dealing with the glitter. I'm just going to do 4 dabs of hot glue on the corners of my foam core boards. And I'm just going to press down the frames. And just like that. It's so easy, and look how pretty. Oh my goodness. Here's my last one. Just 4 little dabs of hot glue. And place my little frame on top. And just like that, look at these. So pretty. Yeah, spooky fun. Yeah, we'll call it that. Spooky pretty fun. Okay, so these bats are not quite dry yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and continue. I'm just going to add the hot glue to the back and position the bat where I want it. I'm going to place this one in the very center in this position like this. I want it to be, I don't want it to be resting down. I want it to be kind of like it's flying up. And then the same with this one. The same way, kind of lift it up a little bit like it's flying. Gotta balance it a little bit with my fingers until the glue sets. And then that works really well. Like that. And then my last one, I'm gonna add 2. Since I had 2 extra, I went ahead and decided to add the 2. And I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna add one a little higher and the other one a little lower. You can see all the Mod Podge underneath. Everything does dry well though. You'll see that in a little bit. So I'll place it right here like that. And then that is it for these. This is how they look and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 3. I'm going to take these little house-shaped chalkboards. These my sweet friend Norma gave me. And I'm going to go in with these 3 colors by Apple Barrel to give it a festive Halloween look. And I'm going to go ahead and do some more distressing with the Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster. And I'm just going to go along the edges. Of course, I'm not going to paint anything on the chalkboard. I have another idea for that. We'll be using something super fun for that. But for the wood on these chalkboard house forms, I'm just going to do a nice heavy dry brushing with this plaster. Now this purple one, it actually shows very strong, which I kind of like. Each one has a different look, even though it's the same process. I think it came out really cute. And then the green one as well. Gotta load my brush a little bit more. It was a little bit too light here. But you know, I'm the type, if it comes up strong, heavy, I'm gonna leave it. If it comes up light, I'm gonna leave it. But yeah, each little house will have a distinct look. And I love it. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this one now. Now for the insides of these chalkboards, I want to do something very different. I found these adorable rubontransfers on Amazon, and I thought they were just so spooky fun. So all I'm going to do is peel off the back piece. There's a backing to it. And then I'm just going to place the rubontransfer inside of the chalkboard. And it brings a little scraper tool. So I'm going to scrape. And then I'm going to remove the carrier sheet, which is the top. Now the carrier sheet is very sticky, so that obviously gets thrown away. But the backing, the little plastic clear backing, I'm going to save those for a future DIY. You'll see those eventually. But look how nice! These came out so cute. Okay, 2 more to go. This one here, what really caught my eye was the purple moon. I thought, oh my goodness, this one definitely has to go on this little purple house. And I'm just going to scrape. And then remove the carrier sheet real gently. I want to make sure that everything got transferred well. Now the Dollar Tree does carry rubontransfers for Halloween. I just haven't seen them this year yet. So hopefully they'll bring them back. And then this one here, look how cute. Now these here are larger though. The ones at Dollar Tree, I think they are pretty small. But you could use several instead of just one. But I like these because it's just one nice piece. And it works beautifully. Look at this. It just comes right up. Look at that. So cute. Oh my goodness. Spooky fun. Okay, so here are the pieces I was talking about. These clear plastic. I will save those for sure. Okay, so now I'm going to place these on my table because I'm going to do a little embellishing. I think for these I'm just going to go in with some of the Dollar Tree gingham ribbons in these colors. And I'm just going to use some hot glue to adhere them. And that is it for this one. This is how they look, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 4, I'm going to take 3 of these wood plaques. My sweet friend Norma gave me these as well. She's so generous. And I'm going to go in with these 3 colors and paint them up. And I'm going to go in with some of this elephant paint by Waverly. And I'll do some distressing with this. I feel like these needed quite a bit of distressing because it just looked too orange. So I'm going to go heavy to give it a pattern. I'm just going to do diagonal lines on this orange one. And then right now it's not looking like much, but once we get done with it, you'll see it's going to look fantastic. And I'm going to also go around all the edges as well. Now for this purple one, I'm going in with the same color, but I'm going to do half of the plaque one way and then half the other way, almost like a chevron pattern, but not quite, just to make it look a little different. And I go around all the edges as well, like this. And then for the green one, I did the same diagonal lines, but I went the opposite way of the orange one. So this other way, going towards the right, as opposed to going towards the left. So like this. This just gives a little bit more interest, more texture. Not really texture, but it kind of gives it a texture feel maybe. Allow these to dry completely. And now that same packet had these cute little ghosts. The others were a little bit more spooky. These were a little more cutesy ghosts. This particular one had some little pumpkins, so it kind of had like an orange theme. So I decided to place it on this orange one. Here I'm just going to scrape it well, and then remove the carrier sheet. When I was removing the carrier sheet on this one, I did notice that some of the leaves weren't transferred just right, so I had to kind of use my fingernail and then use my little tool again to just press it down, and then it transferred perfectly. So that's one good thing about, of course, rub-on transfers, is you can always place your carrier sheet back down and, you know, rub it some more and it'll transfer perfectly. Look how cute. And now this one had like some candies, and some of the candies were a little bit on the purple theme. So this one goes in the center, because what is Halloween without some candy? Trick or treat? Definitely some candy. So just going to rub really well and then pull the carrier sheet off. I try to go gently just in case I need to bring it back down, but I didn't. This one transferred really well. I did notice that some of my paint came off a little bit. A little tiny bit of my paint came off, but that kind of adds to the old, you know, the spookiness of these plaques, so I wasn't mad at it. Okay, now here's my last one. Remove the backing. I always save the backings. Now here is, this one has a little cauldron with a little bit of green bubbling brew. This one goes really well with the green. So remove the carrier sheet. And this one did peel off a little bit of my paint as well. But again, I wasn't mad at it. It just adds to the spookiness, you know, the vibe of the Halloween. Yeah. Again, I'm going to place these, put these away. Now I'm going to go in with this transparent ribbon and these little bows that came off some of the fall Dollar Tree plaques. And I'm just going to place these bows on the very top. And then using the transparent ribbon, I'll just layer it with a little bit of this. So that way it has a little bit of rustic and the transparent kind of theme or vibe of the ghosts. Because ghosts are supposed to be transparent, right? I don't know. That's my thinking. Okay, so then I just go ahead and do the same thing to the other two. This is how they look, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 5, I'm going to take these sweet little cats from the Dollar Tree. They're made out of wood. And I found this little boo plaque at Dollar General. It's MDF. And I'm going to go in with the black paint by Apple Barrel. On the cobweb plaque, I actually painted the back black. Now I'm going to go in with some of this Mod Podge, and I'm going to use this to help all this glitter to seal it up, because there was glitter on this and it wasn't as bad as those bats from the Dollar Tree, but it was still shedding some. And yeah, I don't mind the glitter, I just need it controlled a little bit. I need it to just stay, and I didn't want to do the hairspray, I just wanted to do some Mod Podge, and this worked great. So now I'm just going to go ahead and allow this to dry, and in the meantime I'm going to take these tiny little super magnets that I had in my stash and some of the Dollar Tree Fix All adhesive, which is almost like an E6000 adhesive, and I'm just going to do some little dabs on the two bottom points of these cobwebs, or this web, and place my little magnets on there. And then on the back sides of my little kitty's paws, I'm going to add some of the Fix All and some more magnets there, because I will be using these to hold up this plaque, and then that way for other seasons I can use the same little black Pickets and they can hold other decor. So I thought that would be kind of cool. So now I'm going to take this little spider, which I had in my stash. It's just one of those rings, and I had this black and white baker's twine, but I needed just black, so I'm going to go ahead and separate this by pulling off the white, and then that way I just have the black. So this is a little hack that if you don't have one color that you need, but you have the two colors, yeah, these are fibers, just go ahead and split them up. I'm going to tie this baker's twine onto this little spider, remove the excess, and then the other end of this spider I'm going to tie it to the very top where the little hole is, because yeah, it was kind of bothering me, why is there a cobweb and then there's no spider? And then that way the kitties can try to get the spider. Yeah, you can tell I have kitties in my life to think like this. And my kitty's not going to care about the ghost, they're going to care about that spider. Alright, here, remove the excess. Put the knot in the back, let the spider hang down. Perfect. Now I want to do a little embellishing on these kitty cats. Now I'm going to place them in the right positions. These are the correct positions, and I made these long bows to go around their necks, and I left the black baker's twine on there so I can tie it to the back instead of gluing it. That way I can change out the bows if I want to. So I can use these for Christmas, I can use them for New Year's, I can use them for maybe not Easter, maybe not black, but I can use them for other occasions if I wanted to change out the decor. Look how cute! And then I do the same thing to the other one, like this. And then once the adhesive on my magnets is nice and set, then I can just put everything together. And this is how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. If you're on Instagram, here's my QR code. I invite you to scan it and come follow me on there. I post on there Monday through Fridays, as well as TikTok. Here's my QR code for there. Here is my QR code for Facebook, also Monday through Fridays, as well as my Pinterest. Here's my QR code for there. And here's my Lemonade account as well. And my Threads account. This is my handle, also Monday through Fridays. Here's my Hometalk QR code. I invite you to come scan it. Post on there twice a month. I do have a Facebook crafting group. I invite you to come join us there. And now we're at the final reveal. Let me know what you think and which one is your favorite one. I'd like to take a moment and express my gratitude for you guys taking time out of your busy day to watch my video. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys are able to get an idea or inspiration or something from this video. I thought it was fun to make these more festive Halloween DIYs. You gotta let me know what you guys think about them, which one is your favorite one. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up It really does help my channel to grow. And if you want to see more, definitely subscribe because more is coming. I have one more Halloween video coming up next week. It'll be Halloween gingerbread. And then we're going to jump right into regular Christmas gingerbread after that for September. So lots of fun. So until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great day. Bye-bye.